What's up, everybody? Jake from Wrath here on behalf of the Hoosier Drum Channel. Today we're going to go through the highly requested walkthrough of my drum kit. So here we are at the Wrath practice space, aka my house. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so here we have the live setup. This is a PDP CX series drum kit. The PDP is Pacific Drums and Percussion. It's a subsidiary of DW, so of course these things sound absolutely killer. Got this kit actually all the way back in 2003, and it's held up real nice. These are all maple shells, and you can see here that I have the double bass drum configuration. Now if you've seen Wrath Live before, you may have seen me just rocking the single kick. Usually do that when we play at smaller clubs, but of course my preferred favorite is the double bass configuration. You can see that we've got the Wrath logos on the resonant heads here, and like I said, I've had this kit for nearly 20 years and it's held up super nice. And of course you can also see that it has just the plain wood shell. Now they didn't come like this. Back when I first got this kit, it was in what they called the blue onyx, which was kind of like a crushed glass look. And about maybe 8 or 9 years ago, I decided that that look wasn't for me anymore, so I stripped the wrapping off. Took about 40 hours to do because the entire shell was glued, sanded it down, and had every intention of staining it. But then when I saw these really nice looking shells underneath, I just decided to keep it as is. I think it makes it look pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go on back and let's take a look at some of the more specifics here. Careful I don't trip over the spaghetti bowl of cables. All right, let's start up top with the toms here. We have a 10 by 10. We have a 10 by 12. And then down here on the floor, we have a 14 by 16. And all of the heads that I have on these drums are the Evans G2, both on the batter and resonant sides. Down here on the floor, these bass drums are 18 by 22s, and I use the Evans EMAD 2 bass drum head. You can see that it's got some really nice padding on the outside, so I don't need to put a whole lot of padding on the inside. It makes a nice, really thuddy, heavy sound, so I like that a lot. And then down here for my pedals, I've got the old school Tama Iron Cobra Junior, and you can tell that they're the juniors because the single chain drive. And over here I've got the identical one. And then we use the Iron Cobra 200 series for my hi-hat stand. Taking a look at this hardware that I have here, I actually have this rigged up to my bass drum like this, so I can keep the legs closed and keep the two pedals near each other so that I can close and open my hi-hat when I need it. Then up here we've got my snare drum. This is a pork pie hip pig. This is a 6.5 by 14 inch snare, and this thing cracks like there's no tomorrow. I mean, it sounds so tight and so sharp. On the top here we've got the Evans ST Drive, and on the bottom I just have the pork pie standard head. Look at this snare here. This thing is super cool. Beautiful wood color. And this is, I believe, a mix of mahogany and birch. Let's talk cymbals now. Starting from the left, we have our Meinl Generation X. This is a Thomas Lang signature. This thing is super neat, really nice for accents. Over here on the hi-hats, we have 14-inch Classic Custom Dark by Meinl on both the top and the bottom. Up top here, we have a 17-inch Meinl Classic Custom Dark. Moving to the middle, we've got my little splashes here. We have first the Meinl MB8. And then over here, we've got another Meinl Classic Custom Dark. Both of these are 8 inches. my right side crash, I'm starting to see a pattern here. This is an 18-inch Mino Classic Custom there. Down here for my ride, I have the 20-inch high-speed power ride, high-speed lead. This thing is super killer. I've had this for almost as long as I've had this drum set, and I just can't seem to part with it. It's just probably one of the greatest cymbals that I've ever used. It cuts through everything, especially that bell. You can hear that thing from hundreds of feet away, even when it is not light. So, really, really love this thing. It is so good for any metal drummer. And then over here on the far right, we have yet another Mino Classic Custom Dark. This is an 18-inch China. Let's talk sticks really quick here. So I use, the Vic Firth American Classic Extreme 5AN. And of course the N stands for the nylon tip there. I see it in the flash, it's kind of glowing, that's cool. But I don't use these because, you know, the extreme, like I'm in a metal band or whatever, these actually do serve a purpose. The extreme is a 1/4 inch longer. These are 16 1/4 inches long as opposed to the standard 16-inch. And it actually really helps with my reach, so I can sit back a little bit further, but I can still reach all of my drums and cymbals just fine. Another look at the stick here. I've been playing Vic Firths for many, many years in different sizes and styles, but I've been playing the Extreme 5ANs now for a couple of years, and I just absolutely love them. All right, so something recent that I've added to my rig here is I have some electronics now. Raph has been experimenting with some intro and transition tracks. So I have them all loaded into this Roland SBD1 wave pad. I can just program up to 12 different sounds. And then what I'll do is I'll run them through this board here. And this also controls the sounds that I hear in my ears. So I'll take a live mix from whatever club we're playing and I'll plug it in here. And then I'll also run something out so that the sound person can hear the pad, and I get it here in my ears as well. And then speaking of in-ear monitors, these are the ones I use. Zoom in there for you. These are the Shure 215s, and are probably the best investment that I've made in a long, long time because these protect your hearing. And you know, I've played for so many years, I have definitely damaged my hearing in the process. So these were definitely worth it to save what hearing I have left. And of course, over here on the right, I've got this little desk fan that I use to keep myself cool while we're practicing and playing shows, because of course that's very important. And then last but not least, we've got the drum throne. This is an old school Tama. Don't really see this configure or this style too much anymore. This is the old like motorcycle seat. Super, super plush, very comfortable, so I can play for long periods of time. And all the hardware is different, kind of a different mixture of Gibraltar and Tama, because they both make excellent hardware, really, really heavy duty, but also pretty lightweight as well. So I really like those a lot. So let's get one last look at the kit here. Give a nice try an overview shot for you. So that's the whole kit. So again, I'd like to thank the Hoosier Drum Channel for having me on again. Hope you all like this. If anybody has any questions about the kit, certainly feel free to ask. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. Raph is going to be booking shows for the remainder of summer and into fall. So I certainly hope I see you out there soon. Stay metal.